welcome to Morning Vibes with Dr. Jerry the First, episode 264. It's Tuesday, the 5th day of June 2018. My name's Dr. Jerry the First Oguzie. This morning, I want to tell you how to get up right away when your alarm goes off. When your alarm wakes you up in the morning, is it hard for you to get up right away? Do you find yourself hitting the snooze button and going back right to sleep? That used to be part of my daily awakening ritual too. When my alarm would blare its infernal noise, I would turn the damn thing off right away. Then under the cloak of that early morning brain fog, I would slowly ponder whether or not I should actually get up. It's nice and warm under the covers. If I get up, it's going to be cold. That would be too pleasant. Oh, I really should get up now. Come on, legs, move, move. Go, legs, go. That's not how I move my legs, is it? They don't seem to be listening to me. I should go to the gym. Yeah. I don't really feel like working out right now, though. I haven't even had breakfast. Maybe I should have a muffin first. A banana nut. Now, that's a good muffin. I loved it. Maybe I'm trying to get myself up too early. I'm still sleepy, aren't I? Maybe getting up with an alarm is unnatural. Wouldn't I function better with more sleep? I don't have to get up right this minute, do I? Surely I can relax another 5 minutes or so. The world is going to end if I don't get up right now. I'll bet my wife is toasty warm right now. She told me she hates it when I try to snuggle her 6 a.m., but so what? She loves me enough to forgive me, right? I know. I'll start massaging her back and shoulders first. She can't resist a good massage, even so early in the morning. Then I'll transition to a head scratching. Yeah, that will do it. And then slide right into the spoon position. Wasn't that to be a pleasant way to start the day? Scotch, scotch. Zzz. 2 hours later. What? Me? What time is it? I didn't even remember the alarm going off. Anyway, that was a good snuggle though. Oh well, I guess I'll have to skip exercise today. My wife says, why do you keep setting your alarm if I ain't going to get up when it goes off? Me, oh, did you think that was my wake-up alarm? No, it was actually my snuggle alarm. Okay, so I wasn't really intending for it to be a snuggle alarm. I had intended to get up when it went off, but my foggy brain kept negotiating me right back to sleep. Fast forward to this day. My alarm goes off sometime between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m., never later than 5 a.m., even on weekends and holidays. I turn off the alarm within a few seconds. My lungs inflate with a deep breath of air, and I stretch my limbs out in all directions for about 2 seconds. Soon my feet hit the floor, and I find myself getting dressed while my wife snoozes on. I go downstairs to grab a piece of fruit, pop into my home office to catch up on some emails, and then it's off to the gym at 5:15 a.m. But this time, there's no voice inside my head debating what I should do. It's not even a positive voice this time. It's just not there. The whole thing happens on autopilot, even before I feel fully awake mentally. I can't say it requires any self-discipline to do this every morning because it is a totally conditioned response. It's like my conscious mind just goes along with the ride, while my subconscious mind controls my body. When my alarm goes off each morning, I respond just like Pavlov's dogs. It would actually be harder for me not to get up when my alarm goes off. So how do you transit from scenario 1, when you're feeling so unable to get up at the sound of the alarm, to scenario 2, when you're already wide awake at the alarm? First, let's consider the way most people tackle this problem, what I consider the wrong way. The wrong way is to try using your conscious willpower to get yourself out of bed each morning. That might work once in a while, but let's face it, you're not always going to be thinking straight in the moment your alarm goes off. you may experience what I call the fog of brain. The decisions you make in that state won't necessarily be the ones you would make when you're fully conscious and alert. You can't really trust yourself, and nor should you. If you use this approach, you're likely to fall into a trap. You decide to get up at a certain time in advance, but then you undo that decision when the alarm goes off. Let's say at 10 p.m. you decided to be good to wake up at 5 a.m. But then at 5 a.m. you decided to be better to wake up at 8 a.m. But let's face it, you know the 10 p.m. decision is the one you really wanted to implement. If only you could get yourself going with it in the morning. Now, some people, upon encountering this conundrum, will conclude that they simply need more discipline. And that's actually somewhat true, but not in the way you would expect. If you want to get up at 5 a.m., you don't need more discipline at 5 a.m. You don't need better self-talk. You don't need 2 or 3 alarm clocks scattered all around your room. And you don't need an advanced alarm that includes technology from NASA's astronaut toilets. You actually need more discipline when you're fully awake and conscious. The discipline to do that, you can't trust yourself to make intelligent, conscious decisions the moment you first wake up. You need discipline to accept that you are not going to make the right call at 5 a.m. Your 5 a.m. coach is no good, so you need to fire him. So what's the real situation or solution here then? The solution is to delegate the problem. Turn the whole thing over to your subconscious mind. Cut your conscious mind out of the loop. Now, how do you do this? The same way you learned any other repeatable skill. You practice until it becomes rote. Eventually, your subconscious will take over and run the script on autopilot. This is going to sound really silly and stupid, but it works. Practice getting up as soon as your alarm goes off. That's right. Practice. But don't do it in the morning. Do it during the daytime when you're wide awake. Go to your bedroom and set the room conditions to match your desired wake-up time as best you can. Darken the room or practice in the evening just after sunset, so it's already dark. If you sleep in pajamas, put on your pajamas. If you brush your teeth before bed, then brush your teeth. If you take off your glasses or contact lens when you sleep, then take them off. Set your alarm for a few minutes ahead. Lie down in bed just like you would if you were sleeping and close your eyes. Get into your favorite sleep position. Imagine it's early in the morning, a few minutes before your desired wake-up time. Pretend you're actually asleep, but don't go to sleep. Visualize a dream location or just zoom out as best you can. Now, when your alarm goes off, turn it off as fast as you can. Then take a deep breath to fully inflate your lungs and stretch your limbs out in all directions for a couple of seconds, like you're actually stretching during a yawn. Then sit up, plant your feet on the floor and stand up. Smile a big smile. Then proceed to do the very next action you like to do upon waking. For me, it's getting dressed. Now shake yourself off. Restore the pre-waking conditions. Return to bed, reset your alarm, and repeat. Do this over and over and over until it becomes so automatic that you run through the whole ritual without thinking about it. If you have to sub-vocalize any of the steps, that is, if you hear a mental voice coaching you what to do, then you're not yet there. Feel free to devote several sessions over a period of days to this practice. Think of it like doing sets and repetitions at the gym. Do 1 or 2 sets per day at different times, and perhaps 3 to 10 repetitions each time. Yes, it will take some time to do this, but the time is nothing compared to how much time you save in the long run. A few hours of practice today can save you hundreds of hours each year. And with enough practice, I can't give you an accurate estimate of how long it will take because it will be different for everyone. But you will condition a new physiological response to the sound of your alarm. When your alarm goes off, you will get up automatically without even thinking about it. The more you run the pattern, the stronger it will become. Eventually, it will be uncomfortable not to get up when your alarm goes off. It will feel like putting on your pants with the opposite leg first. You can also practice mentally if you're good at visualizing. Mental practice is faster, but I think it's best to run through the whole thing physically. There are subtle details you might miss if you only rehearse mentally, and you want your subconscious to capture the real flavor of the experience. So if you do use mental practice, at least do it physically the first few times. The more you practice your wake-up ritual, the deeper you will ingrain this habit into your subconscious mind. So keep talking to yourself. Alarm goes off, get off immediately. Alarm goes off, get up immediately. Alarm goes off, get up immediately. Keep saying this to yourself at every point in time. Once this becomes a daily habit, you won't have to do any more daytime practice. This type of habit is self-reinforcing. You only have to go through the conditioning period once. Then you are basically set for life until you decide to change it. Even if you fall out of the habit for some reason, like if you went on an extended vacation in a different time zone, you'll be able to return to it more easily. Think of it like muscle memory. Once you've grooved in the pattern, it will still be there even if you let some weeds grow over it. Any behavior pattern you experience when your alarm goes off will become self-reinforcing if you repeat it enough times. Chances are that you already have a well-established wake-up ritual, but it may not be the one you want. The more you repeat your existing pattern, the more you condition it into your subconscious mind. Every time you fail to get up when your alarm goes off, that becomes even more your default physiological response. If you want to change that behavior, you need to undertake a conscious reconditioning program, such as the one I described above. Beating yourself up about your bad wake-up habits will not work. In fact, you will just condition those mental beatings as part of the very routine you're trying to change. Not only will you not get up when your alarm goes off, but you will also automatically beat yourself up about it. How lame is that? Do you really want to keep running that dumb pattern for the rest of your life? That's exactly what will happen if you don't condition a more empowering pattern. For good or ill, your habits will make or break you. Once you establish your desired wake-up ritual, I recommend you stick with it every single day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And for the first 30 days, set your alarm for the same time every day. Once the habit is established, then you can vary your wake-up times, or occasionally go without the alarm if you want to sleep in. But until then, it's best to keep the pattern very tight. That way it will become your default behavior, and you'll be able to stay from time to time without serious risk of deconditioning it. I am confident that once you establish this habit, you will absolutely love it. I consider this to be one of my most productive habits. It saves me hundreds of hours a year, and it keeps paying dividends day after day. I also found this habit extremely valuable during my polyphasic sleep experiment. Think about it. If you oversleep just 30 minutes a day, that's 180 hours a year. And if you do it like 60 minutes a day, that's 365 hours a year, the equivalent of 9 40-hour weeks. That's a whole lot of time. Now, I don't know about you, but I can think of more creative things to do with that time than lying in bed longer than I need to. I encourage you to give this method a try. I know it seems silly to practice getting out of bed, and hey, but it works. What if you knew with total certainty that if you set your alarm for a certain time, you would absolutely get up at that time, no matter what? There's no reason you can't create that for yourself over the next few days. Practice, they say, makes permanent. So, go practice. Until I come your way again, this is Morning Vibes with Dr. Jerry the First. This program is powered by Top Media and Communication Nigeria. All rights reserved. Thank you for listening to this broadcast today. It would please us to no end if you continue to visit our podcast. And so to be able to do that, kindly click on the red subscribe button towards your right to subscribe to our channel. In the same vein, also click on the bell beside the subscribe button so that you can always receive the notification for any new podcast we upload. Also give us a thumb up to like this podcast. These help us to grow. And do help us share the podcast to your friends in the different social media sites you belong to. Click on the share tab just below the podcast and share directly from there. The full text of this podcast is on our blog, and would you want to read it, kindly visit the blog. We have a Facebook page where we also post our podcast on a daily basis. If you're on Facebook, kindly like our Facebook page. The links to our blog and our Facebook page are in the description box right below. Thank you for your attention. Do have a very nice day.